Kinds of kindness. To my left, Hunter Schafer. Mamoudou Athie. Margaret Qualley. Plemons. At the end of the table, Alwyn. Chau. Willim Dafoe. Emma Stone. Et monsieur le réalisateur Yórgos Lánthimos. All right, guys, before I open the floor to questioning, I want to ask all the actors here first. I have a question for you later, Monsieur Lánthimos. How to get inside the mind of Yórgos Lánthimos? How to get in the state of mind that will allow you to see the world through the eyes of Yórgos? Who wants to go first? Careful, I'm going to decide for you.
Me? Why me? No, I've talked about this enough. Somebody else talk about it.
All right, let's start with you, Joe.
Can you? I was pouring water. Can you ask the question again?
How to get into the state of mind to see the world through the eyes of Yórgos Lánthimos?
It's impossible. Just trust. Trust him. Trust him. Trust him. I mean, reading the script, it's bizarre and strange and bonkers and special, of course. But to try and unpack it too much, I think you just get stuck in your head. So, and the same thing watching it. One of the reasons I love his films, you feel it first rather than try and intellectually unpack it. And so I just kind of trust the world that he's building and follow whatever direction he gives and feel lucky to be there.
Hong?
Oh, I showed up to work every day and just tried to say yes more than I said no.
Same for you, Willim?
He gives you a great setup. You go there. You try to apply yourself to what the words, the actions, where you are. He watches you. He thinks about it. It's not always clear what he wants or what you want, but that's the process. And then there's a call and response, and it's a real pleasure because it's very concrete. I mean, I'm always struck that he is always reaching, and he teaches you to reach without, being pretentious, without pointing to things. Just things are what they are, and there's finding the beauty and the strength in those things that you're doing.
Emma?
I echo everything that everyone here has said. I think the biggest feeling that I have now, I just have extreme comfort. So I feel like I can do anything with him because we've worked together so many times, and I trust him beyond the trust I've ever had with any director. And I've been lucky to work with great directors, but we just have something that I can't explain, and I'm so grateful for it. So, yeah, it just makes sense to me.
Jesse?
My experience is
it's different to everyone.
I disagree with you all. No, no, it's a very slow, gradual process that obviously starts with the script, and as Joe said, you feel many different things before you understand why. And a lot of it has to do with trust. The rehearsal process really helps sort of bypass attempting to intellectualize it in any way. And yeah, the script and the story and sort of immersing yourself in it just sort of seeps in without you even necessarily asking it to. I mean, I remember even early on, after reading the script a few times, having the story inside me, but like know where to place it in my head, which is a very like unsettling place to be. But it's a lot of trust and following your instincts, I guess.
A lot of trust for you too, Margaret?
Yes.
Margaret?
Good answer.
You think I'd come up with more to say? I had so much time. But yeah, no, I guess just some kind of like free-falling feeling.
Mamoudou.
Yeah, I don't know if I could put it any more eloquently or succinctly that anyone else has put it, but
Specifically me.
yeah, you really nailed it. But honestly, just really trusting Yórgos and the text, following the roadmap that's there and committing to it.
Yeah, this was my first time working with Yórgos, and I filmed for one day, but when he emailed me, he invited me to come play for a day, and that's what it felt like, and that's the headspace I tried to stay in, was play.
Not to mention the team Yórgos assembles across the board, the unbelievable production design and costume design. I mean, just every department, you're working with people that are the best of the best and really giving their all. So that all helps quite a bit too.
And Yórgos, if I got this right, you started production of this one when you were in post-prod on Poor Things. Is that it? You went pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, there was a long post-production process for Poor Things, and while we were finishing the VFX on Poor Things, we already had finished the script, which we had been working for many years, in between other projects. So it was ready, and we just thought, instead of sitting around waiting, for the delivery of the VFX, why don't we go and shoot another movie? Then we finished Poor Things, and then we deal with the next one. So it was kind of because it's so different, it was like a very cleansing, interesting experience for all of us, and especially the people that worked on Poor Things as well, making this film. So yeah, we just thought we'd give it a go.
And you did well. We got a question in the room, Leila.
Hi, I'm Leila from The Independent. So I'm still trying to grasp what I saw yesterday. Not sure I can put the wagons all together. And my question initially was about this poor RMF who's, flying, dying, living, but he never speaks, poor guy. But what really relentlessly came back overnight, and I hardly slept because of you, thank you very much.
Sorry.
Your approach to the body, and you just said this film was just you casually waiting for, special effects to be done, and so you make a movie and it cleansed you. You have this approach to the body. It starts with the legs of Margaret, and then it's I'm not going to use the body of work that you do, but you have this specific way of approaching the body, which obviously helps you explore something you're trying to say, and it's not very usual. What is it you're capable of saying with this approach, how you mistreat the body like that? And for you too, Emma, we're far from Bella Baxter. How does it feel to be exploring things with your body like this?
Okay, I'll try, if I understand what you're asking correctly. I find physicality very, very important, and body language. So I very often start from that. And, we've talked a lot of times, and it's probably boring to you all at this point, about our rehearsal process, and it always starts with us with physicality and trying things and doing things instead of intellectualizing things. And I think when you have a a very solid structure and story and characters. You just need to do it, basically. You just need to physically create what ends up being, the film in our case. So it is very important for me, body. I don't know, I certainly don't mistreat it, at least practically. I think it's just observing, life, and, a lot of it is dark and harm, and also, though, ridiculousness and awkwardness, and so we just try and incorporate all that, and I guess it comes, your observation is right, it does start from physicality in the body, and what else is cinema if not, the people in it and their bodies.
My relationship to the body question, hopefully I understood as well, but in working with Yórgos, we really don't discuss, like he was saying, intellectually what's happening. And because he's very physically oriented and he really loves dance, obviously, and I really love dance too. And so, even doing Poor Things, the things that we would discuss at length were the way she walked and moved, not what was happening underneath the surface. That's my part of it, And so I think a lot of my relationship, at least to body in his films, is that in a way it's sort of physicalizing an interior feeling all the time. It's like, Bella's expression happened through her body. In this film, a lot of that expression happens through their body, even when it's violent or when it's sexual or whatever might happen. It's instead of explaining it, it's instead of saying it, you're showing it and hopefully feeling more under the surface with our job as actors to bring more to all that physicality. So that's my understanding of it and why I feel very, comfortable and happy to be a person in a body. I don't know. I didn't know how to button that one up.
All right, we got a question in the first row here.
Hi, good morning. Maria Guerra, Quinótico, Spain. Well, congratulations on this magnificent movie. It feels to me that it is like a Troy horse inside the social conventions, shot in Hollywood. And my question is for Emma's son. How do you feel you contribute to feminism while working with Yórgos Lánthimos? Thank you.
How do you think?
I mean, it seems to me that you are becoming an activist and you are changing the role model of you are a big star in Hollywood. Movies are representation, but your characters are changing, are going forward. So how do you feel? I mean, you are an activist in feminism while working with Yórgos.
Well, I mean, I am a feminist. Whether that's activism or not, that just is what makes sense to me. I think that, when it comes to these stories, these are just stories that feel interesting to me as an actor. I don't know that I'm really the type of actor that's like, I need to do this film because it has this particular message. I just find the characters interesting, the world's interesting, and it's something that I want to explore. So I don't really know how to tie that question up either, but I'm a feminist and I like working with Yórgos Lánthimos. So I guess that's activism. I don't know.
All right, we're going to go over there.
Hi, good morning. I'm Shireen Sharif from BBC World
The mic
Service.
doesn't work.
I think it's not working.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
Shireen Sharif from BBC World Service. Congratulations on the film. Again, it's a great film of all the staff, the crew. My question is for Yórgos, actually. So you were talking about the trust, actors trusting you and the process, but how did you get to trust yourself in actually turning this story, these ideas into 3 parts of the puzzle.
Sorry.
You're really killing it. Sorry. We're saying, how did I trust?
You trusted yourself in in actually turning the ideas, which is very deep, very controversial, creates a conversation, but in a very difficult way, into 3 parts of puzzle. So you have to trust your vision first, and then you trust the audience to actually get the dots and connect them. So if you can talk through this process in your mind, thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if I trust myself, but I try to trust a lot of the people around me, and that's why I always like to work with other people. I don't really do anything on my own. I think I work very instinctively, and I try to honor that. And we talked a lot about, not intellectualizing things and just, trying things out and seeing how they turn out. And over the years, I've learned to trust other people, and, so we can go further together. So it's happening, from Lánthimos that we write the script, the producers that we're working together, the actors. I think I used to be, when I was starting out, like very protective of the vision or whatever I thought was right. But over the years, I've learned that there's a lot of talented people that have a lot of offer, and they can take me places that I never imagined. And I think, I trust them, and it's not necessarily trust in myself. I mean, you have to have a certain level of confidence in order to do that. But I think most importantly, you have to let other people in and help you go further. And I think that's what we're doing. And that's why there's a lot of people that I work with again and again.
All right, we're going there.
Yes, good morning. Shimon Sufir from Movie and Love. Question for Willim and Emma. What's the perfect word or expression to describe the Yórgos style and mind and your collaboration with him?
Perfect word or expression?
Yeah.
Describe your work with him.
I don't understand.
What's the perfect word or expression?
What would be the perfect word to describe the work with Yórgos?
That was it.
That's so hard.
I'm sorry. Anything would be reductive. I mean, Yórgos says lots of things. I don't mean to be rude, but you're painting me into a corner. I can't contribute in any way with one word, because there's lots to talk about when you talk about Yórgos, and I'm sure Emma agrees.
I really do. I agree. Sorry.
I'm sorry. We like. Psh. All right, we're going over there.
Okay. So, hello. My name is Pam Serbas from Rodau Media Network, a Kurdish media outlet. So, Emma, you wear a stunning dress yesterday on a red carpet that resonated. My question, as a woman, how have you been able to address the issues and difficulties that face it to a woman in cinema? And as also you are the winner of the BAFTA, Golden Globe, and also the Oscar. Do you think that you're gonna win the Cannes Award of this year?
There's a lot of parts in this question. Come on.
Tell the truth.
Come on, be honest. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to parse through the different aspects of that question. The dress yesterday.
Great dress.
Thank you. The
Woman
in cinema.
Good.
Is just how do I be a woman in cinema? Wait,
in that dress.
Oh, in the dress. No, wait. Well, I'm sorry. The central part of the question, I don't think I fully understood.
Do you see any difficulties of being a woman in Hollywood today?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just up to me. I think there's a lot of people that you know are doing their best to change things, move things along, move things forward, so that you know women feel a true sense of equality in cinema. I don't know if I have a concise answer to that question, as I didn't before, and I'm sorry. What about the other gals up here, huh? Anything? No? Okay,
I'm sure
all right.
Margaret will have something to say.
Margaret?
Do you like my hat?
All right, next question. We are right here.
That was amazing.
Good day, analyst. Good day. My name is Uras Kiribayev. Hi. My name is Uras Kiribayev from Kazakhstan, 98 magazine. My questions go to Emily Stone and Yórgos Lánthimos. So, Emily,
Emily.
My name is Emily. Thank you. Very nice.
So, Emily, how has your approach differ from building all three distinct characters within the same movie? And how are they different from your approach to Bella Baxter and your character from The Favorite? And to Yórgos, who is RMF? Is it the same person who just stumbles upon a bunch of lookalike people, or this is just three different characters as well within your movie? Thanks a lot.
I don't, just for me, I don't know that my approach was all that different for this film than it was for Poor Things or for The Favorite. It's, you know, there is a rehearsal process kind of always, and the approach was the same. It was just, you know, three stories, and instead of, you know, you just had a tiny bit of time to get ready for the next one, because the preparation is effectively the same. Maybe a little bit. Not for Bella, but for the most part, it was pretty similar, I would say.
The RMF part?
Oh, the RMF part. That's a mystery. I'm not going to tell you. RMF, I mean, to our mind that we made the film, it is the same character throughout. It's the only person that appears in all three stories. And you can do whatever you want with that.
I wonder what was the reaction of the actor when you called him and you say, I want you in my movie, but first you'll be dead and then you'll have a sandwich.
Well, he's not a professional actor.
Right there.
So he loves eating. He's he's happy to eat and to learn to fly the helicopter.
All right, next question. We are over there.
Hi, good evening. I'm Felipe Flores from the Media Apuntes de Cine from Mexico. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Mr. Lánthimos, congratulations for your new film. My question is this side. I'm sorry, the camera, but I'm sorry. Your style is evolving about the past time. And now, my goodness, I'm so sad. Well, the camera's off the can. Your style is evolving about the time. From the beginning, from Conanguiontas to now the kind of kindness, it's a very change in your forms, so that aims or inclusive, same the Buñuelism in your cinema, Luis Buñuel. How do you feel about this evolution? And the Miss Stone, some actress in about that time take and they start from directors and his iconic career with the directors. You feel about the situation in the feelings about your iconic Yórgos Lánthimos character or actor?
Okay, the first part.
Would you like to write a script together?
Oh, God.
If I understood correctly in the beginning, you talked about Buñuelism and how it involves my films from the beginning. I mean, it's hard to make a general assessment of one's work Usually what I say, you know, for each individual film, people that talk to me and ask questions, and I honestly say that I'm the worst person to give any answers, and that's not because like I'm teasing you or, you know, don't want to give you answers because I'm, you know, I want you to suffer for it. It's mostly that, you know, we make these things, it's a very instinctive process, and I think it's so much more valid for people that watch the films to have their own view, and we strive to construct them in a way that they're open for people to come in and engage and have their own view about things. And there's so many different people around the world, so many different backgrounds, cultures, people with different experiences. So hopefully they all see something slightly different in it. And so it's really hard, you know, for me to give you like valid answers for my films and what they are and what they should be. Or I'm much more interested listening to other people and observe, you know, the differences in perception when you watch a film. I think it's the greatest gift to just see that it's actually working in this way. And I love Buñuel. That's all, I mean, I can say. And he's very inspiring, and now Emily loves him too.
He's my favorite director. No offense. I'm sorry, your question at the end, I have forgotten now.
I guess it's the evolution of your characters in all the Yórgos movies.
Are you asking me if I think that?
Are you?
Am I? I'm sorry. I guess I don't know what to answer.
You did good.
Sorry. Okay.
We're going to go to the next question.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I think we have someone over there.
You love it.
Love it.
You did fine.
Hello, I'm here. It's Athie from Belgium TV. Congratulations for the movie. My question is for Yórgos. I wanted to know what went in mind first. Was it a picture, an image, or was it more character-driven when you wrote the script? Thank you.
As I said before, we started like many years ago, and in the beginning, the film was going to be one of the stories, the first story actually, and we started writing that. I think my first inspiration was reading Caligula, and just thinking, you know, how a man can have such power over other people. And other individuals that he came into contact with. And I just started imagining in our contemporary world someone who would have complete control over this other person, like from what time he wakes up, what he eats, if he can get married, has sex, has an accident, die, all of these things. So I think that inspired us, you know, and I always go to Efthimis, or he comes with an idea and we do a back and forth. And we develop it, and then during that process, we also kind of felt the need to try something different in terms of form to what we've done before. So we decided to make it a triptych. So we made this list of other ideas that we had, and we just tried to select two more that, again, instinctively kind of felt that they belong in the same world with the first story that we were writing. Yeah, and it then continued for that. We chose the three ideas and we started writing them. And also what played an important part at some point in the process was the fact that I kept thinking the idea of the same actors playing different parts in the different stories. So that led us to actually write the three stories individually, like show them one after the other instead of seeing the three stories in parallel. And when we actually did that, we felt that the stories themselves actually were much stronger than if we saw them in parallel. So we worked with that after that.
All right, I think we have a question over there.
Hi, right here, Fabian Winter for Latin America. I'm trying not to drop anything. So I have a question for
Can you
Emma.
hold the mic closer to your mouth,
Here?
please? Thank you.
Okay. I have a question for Emma, and Fabian Winter for Latin America. And the question is, how hard is to say goodbye to your characters? Do you take them home? And is there any in particular that you like to revisit them?
Oh, Bella. That was the only one I couldn't let go of. Still won't. Never will. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I should revisit her. It probably doesn't make any sense. But that's the only character that I was devastated to let go of.
We got a question right here.
Hello, my name is Yael. I'm a French journalist. So, first of all, congratulations for this movie. My question is for you, Emma. Third theater film with Yórgos. You also worked together in a short movie, Blitz. Can you take us back to the genesis of this relationship, how it came to be, and what do you like about Yórgos and Emma? And Yórgos, is Emma your muse?
He's my muse.
We've established that long ago.
Yeah. I met him about 10 years ago. We had lunch to talk about The Favorite, or the idea of doing The Favorite. It was a couple years before we made the film. And I was, at that point, had only seen Dogtooth, and The Lobster had just come here. And so I was just struck immediately by he was warm and easy to talk to, and stupidly just very different than what his films are. I thought he would be much more intense than he actually is in person, and we had such a great time working together on the Favorite, and I'm drawn to his stories. I'm drawn to his films. I'm drawn to his way of seeing the world, and the characters and the way he goes about all of it. So it was it's just been that. I think we both feel that way.
We do.
We have similar tastes. Who knew?
And I'm your muse.
Yes.
I follow up on this, if you don't mind. We have this fantasy as journalists to see sometimes when actors come back to the world of a director, this feeling of theater company, a troupe that is working together. We know that you guys are working on other projects in the meantime, and that you kind of only see each other while you're working together. But Yórgos and all the actors here, is it more comfortable when you get your actors back, and for you guys, is it more comfortable when you find this feeling of a company, if I should say?
Yes. For me,
in which way?
I think it's much more comfortable, and I think in an interesting way, you can also do, like in a theater company, when you're doing all these different stories, and when you have that kind of built-in trust with each other. I mean, I feel that way with Willim. I feel that way, like, you just feel like you can do. And you ran a theater company.
Yeah. Yeah, you share a responsibility. Certain pressures are taken off you. It's shared. And I think it makes you more available to be available for everyone else, and to enter the story in a way that's connected to something beyond you, because you have a collective identity, and you're serving a vision, and you're all working to realize that, to get the sense of what's happening and work together to make it happen. And that gives you lots of energy, and it also makes you feel very free, because it's not about you. But you get to do fun things because you're engaged, it's social, it's challenging, and you don't control it's shared.
And for the newcomers, is it like I'm getting into Yórgos family? Is that the feeling? Please, the newcomers.
Newcomers.
Most definitely, it's exciting, and it's totally standalone on an experience level. Before I ever started, I knew that I would have no point of reference for what the experience would be like. And everything Willim and Emily said is true. It is a very collective sort of community that he gathers across the board, and it does really feel like everyone is working towards understanding and achieving this vision that's just like always kind of right beyond your grasp, and it's really exciting and fun.
All right, we're going to take another question over there.
Hello, Gregor Vasilis, German Bavarian Television. Congrats to the film, to the whole bunch up there. Really, really well done. My question is to Yórgos Lánthimos. A personal opinion, of course, in all your films. I discovered you with The Lobster way back when here in Cannes. All your films that I see, there's an immediate sense of something is off, something is odd. In some films it's more evident. In some films, like in Poor Things, it jumps right at you. But also in this film, you can sense, you know, all seems normal, but something's off. Personal opinion, of course, but is that something that draws you? Is that why do you choose to do that, create this atmosphere? Is it maybe that you don't trust the things that are in the here and now? I would love for you to comment on that. Thank you.
Well, don't you think that something's off with the world? Like, that's, I think, probably more so than the films that we make. I think, you know, works, my work and other people's work probably reflects the world, and you just try and find the way to do that the best way you can. And again, you know, it's really hard to explain, you know, the choices you make, and it's very collective, as we've all been saying. You're inspired by other people, they take you further. So yeah, I think it's just a reflection of the world, and I think it's off, and I think it's strange and crazy and sad a lot of the times, and you know, it's part of the films. I just can't, you know, and it's also ridiculous and funny, and again, that needs to be part of what we make. So yeah, I think, I don't know if it clearly answers your question, but I think it's that. Thank you.
We have time for one last question. No pressure, but it's a last question.
Make it good.
My name is Hassan Fahmy, film critic from Egypt. So, Yórgos, you were a part of the Greek word wave. Like, there's so many people discovered you from this time all around the world. Now you moved to Hollywood. You are making huge production. How your cinema changed from like small budget Greek movies to American movies. And I'm also curious if any of the cast watched some of Yórgos' Greek movies.
Have you seen my Greek movies?
I've seen them all.
We've seen them all too many times.
Well, first of all, there's this notion which is strange to me that it still is a thing today. Like, I moved to Hollywood. I moved to London, actually, and now I moved back to Athens. So there's no such thing, and I've been very fortunate to have been making the films that I want to make throughout, you know, my time in making films. From the Greek films that were non-existent budget, really, and, you know, working with friends and people who were willing to just offer whatever they could in order to make films in conditions that didn't necessarily nurture that. And moving to English language films, let's say, in order to be able to access, you know, some funds and means to make the films work. And I have no intention in making big films or small films. It's not a concern of mine. It's mostly being able to achieve whatever it is that we're trying to achieve this time. So, you know, this film is, you know, much smaller than Poor Things. We might make a film, the next film, even smaller. If it's smaller, if it needs to be a greater scale, we'll try and achieve that. But I think the constant thing is to have creative freedom and work with people, again, that you trust and appreciate, And that's what we've been trying to sustain. And so far, we've been very fortunate to be able to do that.
Mesdames et messieurs, I have one very last thing to tell you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.